Welcome to this Elite Explainer Masterclass. Today, we're diving incredibly deep into the fascinating, totally interconnected biological systems of sleep. You know, this isn't just about feeling a little less tired in the morning. We are looking at the absolute foundation of your micro-mental health, your brain's capacity for deep work, cellular aging, and even your gut health. Basically, every system in your body influences every other system, and sleep, well, sleep is the master regulator of the whole shebang.
Here's our syllabus for the explainer today. We're going to move systematically from the hidden, modern disruptors of our rest, really exploring how our daily habits are quietly sabotaging us, all the way to a university-level evidence-based recovery protocol.
Section 1. The Modern Sleep Paradox. We've got a massive contradiction in modern health culture right now. We are more obsessed with tracking our health metrics than at any point in human history, but honestly, it might actually be backfiring on us.
Okay, let's dive into this. Is the pursuit of perfect sleep actually keeping you awake? It's a completely counterintuitive paradox. The very consumer sleep tech that's designed to cure our exhaustion is, in a lot of cases, generating this new layer of micro-anxiety that actively prevents restorative rest.
There's actually a clinical term for this now, coined back in 2017 by Dr. Kelly Glaser Barron. It's called orthosomnia. It's basically an obsession with hitting the absolute perfect sleep score on your wearable device. And the ultimate irony here? The stress of trying to optimize your deep sleep metrics triggers a sympathetic nervous system response. It literally spikes your cortisol levels, which is the exact opposite of what your brain needs to initiate sleep. She hit the nail on the head with this. Essentially, some people literally lose sleep over the idea of losing sleep. Sleep is a natural evolutionary function, and when we over-technologize it, we end up misinterpreting these imprecise algorithms. People will literally lie completely still in bed, wide awake, just trying to trick their tracker into giving them a better score. You're effectively conditioning your brain to associate your bed with performance anxiety.
Section 2. Chronobiology and the Master Clock. To understand how to actually fix this, we need to put the apps down for a second and look at the hard biological machinery of sleep, specifically how light literally controls your brain chemistry.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the exact mechanism of how our body tells time. Deep in your hypothalamus is the suprachiasmatic nucleus. That's your master circadian pacemaker. And it doesn't look at your watch, it relies on your eyes. You have these specialized cells in your retina containing a photopigment called melanopsin. This acts as a direct, hardwired conduit from your environment straight to that master clock, completely bypassing the parts of your brain used for regular vision.
And here's the exact frequency that triggers this entire system, 480 nanometers. This is the peak wavelength of short-wavelength blue light. Now, in nature, you get this from the morning sun, which is absolutely fantastic. But guess what? This is also the exact spectrum emitted by our smartphones and LED screens. Evening exposure to just 200 lux of this specific light is chemically devastating. Why? Because it powerfully suppresses melatonin, the crucial hormone that tells your body it's time for cellular repair.
When we look at this phase response curve, you really see how light anchors us. Morning light sets your brain up for daytime cognitive endurance, afternoon light keeps you alert. But evening light, in those 2 to 3 hours right before bed, you are transmitting a mistimed daytime signal to your brain. You're essentially telling your biology that the sun is still up, which directly delays your sleep onset and totally fractures your sleep architecture.
Section 3. The Chemistry of Sleep Disruption. Light isn't the only thing we're manipulating. Let's talk about the hidden saboteurs of our rest, the totally normalized chemicals we consume every single day.
We need to rigorously debunk a massive myth right here. Alcohol induces sedation, not natural restorative sleep. Sure, it boosts a relaxing neurotransmitter called GABA at first, but as your liver processes it, you get hit with a massive excitatory glutamate rebound that basically jolts you awake. Caffeine, on the other hand, works through competitive antagonism. It actively blocks adenosine, which is the molecule that builds up all day to make you feel sleepy, from actually binding to its receptors.
The real-world impact of this is just staggering. A study tracking financial traders found that every single cup of coffee consumed during the day reduced their total sleep duration by 10.4 minutes. Combine caffeine's ability to delay crucial REM sleep by up to 2 whole hours with alcohol's destructive 24 to 39% reduction in sleep quality, and you've got a chemical cocktail that completely undermines your brain's ability to clear toxins.
Section 4. The Social Jet Lag Epidemic. Moving beyond light and chemicals, we have a behavioral epidemic on our hands. Our weekend habits are literally breaking our cardiovascular systems.
This is the reality of social jet lag. Think of it as the chronic mismatch between your internal biological clock and your actual social schedule. When you wake up at 6 a.m. all week for work, but sleeping until 10 a.m. on Saturday, you're subjecting your body to a biological shift equivalent to flying across multiple time zones, only to force it to snap back again on Monday morning.
And the research shows this is definitely not harmless. Every single additional hour of social jet lag is associated with an 11% increase in the risk of coronary heart disease. It doesn't even matter if you're getting a full 8 hours of sleep. The sheer inconsistency places chronic stress on your vascular system.
And this brilliantly illustrates the systemic fallout. A simple 2-hour sleep shift on the weekend doubles your risk for major metabolic issues, like type 2 diabetes, and doubles the likelihood of depressive symptoms. Your metabolism runs on a very strict circadian rhythm. Constantly shifting your schedule actively degrades your metabolic resilience.
Section 5. The Elite Recovery Protocol. So how do we fix all of this? Let's pivot to some actionable, evidence-based solutions to reclaim our biology.
First up, let's address your acoustic environment. A lot of people use sound machines. White noise masks all frequencies equally, but it can sound a bit sharp and hissing. Pink noise emphasizes lower frequencies, making it softer and more natural, kind of like rainfall. But while masking sounds is great, we have to look at the clinical trade-offs of blasting these sounds all night long.
A rigorous study from Penn Medicine revealed something pretty surprising. Exposure to continuous pink noise at just 50 decibels actually reduced critical REM sleep by 19 minutes. When they combined it with other noises, it shortened both deep and REM sleep. The takeaway here: continuous noise can disrupt the exact sleep architecture we're trying to protect. If you use a sound machine, put it in a corner on a sleep timer so it fades out once you're out.
So the crucial point here is behavioral conditioning. If you can't sleep, don't just lie there staring at the ceiling. Use the 20-minute stimulus control rule. If you aren't asleep in 20 minutes, physically get out of bed. Go do something quiet under very dim light. Lying awake trains your brain to associate your mattress with frustration. You have to protect the bed as a psychological trigger exclusively for sleep. Let's summarize this into a university-level environmental protocol. You spend a third of your life in your bedroom, so treat it like a biological sanctuary. Drop the temperature to between 65 and 70 degrees because your core body temp literally has to drop to initiate sleep. Institute a strict 30-minute screen curfew to save your melatonin, and above all else, anchor your wake time. Keep it consistent, even on weekends, to eliminate that cardiovascular social jet lag.
As you can see, real sleep optimization isn't about rigid perfection. It's not about becoming so obsessed with health data that your mental health collapses. It is simply about making these small, consistent environmental adjustments that align with the natural conditions your biology was built for. Which leaves us with a final, thought-provoking paradox. In an age of infinite data and constant wearable tech, what if the ultimate key to perfect, restorative sleep isn't tracking it more closely, but having the discipline to unplug, optimize your room, and trust your own biology enough to simply let go? Think about that tonight when you go to set your alarm.